Testosterone plays a crucial role in muscle growth. It's often referred to as the male hormone, but it's important for both men and women when it comes to building muscle and strength. Today, we'll explore the relationship between testosterone and muscle growth, and debunk some common myths along the way. Because for decades now we've known that resistance training, especially when it's heavy and intense, can increase levels of testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1 right after a workout. That research goes back to the 1990s and early 2000s, led by guys like Dr. William Kramer, who showed that the heavier you train and the more muscle groups you engage in a lift, the greater the acute rise in these anabolic hormones. This seemed to line up with common sense. Testosterone is anabolic, meaning it helps build tissue. So the logic was simple: if you want to grow muscle, you should do the type of training that boosts testosterone the most, right? Today we're debunking a common myth about muscle growth and testosterone. Many people believe that higher testosterone levels from lifting heavy weights directly lead to muscle growth, but that's not entirely accurate. You see, the increases in testosterone you get from lifting heavy are temporary. They last maybe 30 to 60 minutes after your workout, and then they return to baseline. And more importantly, these brief spikes don't seem to drive muscle growth the way we once believed. A pivotal study out of McMaster University put this theory to the test. Researchers found that even though testosterone levels went up after workouts involving compound movements and heavy loads, the actual muscle protein synthesis, the process that builds new muscle, was the same across groups regardless of those hormone increases. It turns out it has nothing to do with hormone spikes, and everything to do with mechanical tension and progressive overload. Heavy compound movements challenge large muscle groups, allow you to move more total weight, and let you progressively increase the load over time, all of which are essential for hypertrophy. But this made me curious. If acute spikes don't matter that much, what about chronic changes? What if you raise testosterone levels permanently? Would that help you build more muscle? To find out, we have to look at a landmark 1996 study published in the New England Journal of Medicine. In this study, 43 men were split into 4 groups. Group 1, trained naturally, no testosterone. Group 2, took 600 milligrams of testosterone per week and trained. Group 3, took 600 milligrams of testosterone but didn't train at all. Group 4, did nothing, no training, no testosterone. The results? Group 2, those who trained and took testosterone, made the biggest gains, as expected. But here's the shock: Group 3, who didn't train at all but took testosterone, increased muscle mass more than the guys who trained naturally. Yes, just taking testosterone, no training, beat lifting weights with no testosterone. Why? Because in this case, we're not talking about small spikes, we're talking about massive increases in hormone levels. The men who injected 600 milligrams of testosterone per week went from around 500 nanograms per deciliter to nearly 3,000 nanograms per deciliter, 6 times higher than baseline. These aren't the kind of changes you get from adjusting your workout program. These are pharmacological doses. So what are the natural ways to boost testosterone? Let's start with the basics: your lifestyle, training volume, and overtraining. We already know that too much training, especially high volume without enough recovery, can backfire. Overtraining has been shown to reduce testosterone, especially when volume gets too high or when strength training is combined with a lot of cardio. Diet and body fat. One of the biggest factors that impacts testosterone: body fat and calorie intake. Studies have shown that when men reduce calories dramatically, like during bodybuilding contest prep, testosterone plummets. In one case, a natural bodybuilder's levels dropped from 991 nanograms per deciliter to 227 nanograms per deciliter, as he cut from 14.8% to 4.5% body fat. On the flip side, obesity is also linked to lower testosterone. So what's the sweet spot? Research suggests that keeping body fat between 10 and 15% is optimal for most men. Micronutrients and supplements. Zinc and vitamin D are 2 big ones. Zinc deficiency can lower testosterone. Foods like red meat, shellfish, and beans can help. Vitamin D, especially if you don't get a lot of sunlight, is essential. Supplementing with up to 3,000 IU per day has been shown to raise testosterone in deficient individuals. Other supplements like ashwagandha show some promise, with one study reporting a 15% boost. But things like tribulus, fenugreek, and D-aspartic acid, the evidence is weak or conflicting. Sleep, stress, and sex. Yes, lifestyle matters. Sleep less than 5 hours per night, that can lower testosterone by over 10%. Stress, Chronic stress leads to high cortisol, which suppresses testosterone. Sexual activity actually increases testosterone. In fact, studies show levels drop on nights without intercourse and rise after it. So, to wrap things up, remember that building muscle and boosting testosterone isn't just about lifting weights. It's a holistic approach involving proper nutrition, adequate sleep, and consistent training. By incorporating these principles into your daily routine, you'll not only see improvements in your physique but also in your overall health and well-being. If you're ready to take the next step on your fitness journey, don't hesitate. Start today and make a commitment to yourself. You've got this. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more tips and insights on achieving your fitness goals.